My name is Patrick Valentine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I play my games. Even talk about wrestling. Even talk about anime. I can't get no satisfaction. Hell yeah! Completing every game to 100%, even if it means it'll be very tough. Get to the end. I will push hard to reach the end, even if it may seem tough. Complete the game. It doesn't matter what I play, I will achieve victory. No, you will see my gaming prowess that will take me to the end. Yes, it doesn't matter what I play, I will push my limits. You will see me reach to the very end. Yes, welcome to my channel. My gaming skills will take me to the end. Bonjour, ladies and gents, and welcome to my next Let's Play, Pokemon Y. So, I'm pretty sure some of you may be wondering, why am I playing this? Why am I choosing to play this game? Well, one of the big reasons is because Legends ZA is coming out this year, and since Legends ZA is pretty much Pokemon X and Y in the future, I guess, it's basically in the Kalos region. It's basically in the Kalos region, and there's Serena, but we're not going to be playing as Serena, we're going to be playing as a boy. So I just figured, why the heck not at this point? So I just thought, why not I play Pokemon Y for all of you? Because actually, I don't mind these games. I think X and Y are actually really good Pokemon games. While they may be piss easy, it is still a decently fun game. I also find it as a really fun fact that there's only 4 times in the entire Pokemon the Game series is that you actually play as the main characters in the actual show. Like Serena in X and Y, because she's from Kalos. You get to play as May, because she's from the Hoenn region. You play as Dawn, because she's from Sinnoh. And I guess you also can play as a girl named Lyra, or Crystal, depending on which version you're playing. Because she can either be called Crystal in Pokemon Crystal, or she can just be called Lyra in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. All 3 of those games are from the Johto region. And also, I guess in theory, you're also kind of playing as Ash in Kanto, Red, Blue, Yellow, but the character's name's actually Red, not Ash. Anyway, this is Vanderbilt Town, our home, and Serena is actually from this town, which I kind of find funny, because some of the hometowns you play as, some of the hometowns you start in, and speaking of Serena, there she is. Like, some of the opening towns are kind of like hometowns. Yeah, my name's Serena, I'm your neighbor. Yeah, so she basically lives in the house next to us. So basically, long story short, like, there have been several games where you start in the hometown of a certain main character. So this house must be Serena's. Funny that she does Rhyhorn racing in the anime, but your character is the one that has the Rhyhorn racing mum, because Serena's mum in the anime was a former Rhyhorn racer, and and Serena's mum tries to get her into Rhyhorn racing. So So basically, you're basically got Serena's spot. Basically, which is kind of funny if you think about it. It's also the same thing with May in the other games, because May is the daughter of Norman, who is a gym leader, and basically your main character in that game basically is you're the son of Norman, or daughter of Norman. So basically you have May's position. It's actually kind of funny if you think about it. So yeah, like the games literally put you in these spots of the female characters sometimes, like your family members anyway and all that. Anyway, starter choices. We have Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. Fennekin sucks. It is the worst starter in the game. Chespin is actually pretty decent. Not exactly the best, but I would prefer it, but I do choose it over Fennekin. But the starter we're going to be choosing in this playthrough is by far the best starter in the Kalos region, Froakie! So yeah, I just think it's very interesting. No, I'm not going to nickname. So yeah, I just think it's interesting that a lot of the times that your main character is in the same position as, you know, kind of like the main characters in the show, like Red, Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, and Leaf Green, and even Let's Go, like you're in Palatown, which is the hometown of Ash. Which is also funny, because Ash is never, ever seen at all in any Pokemon game, like, never at all, like, never. Like, there's never ever been a Pokemon game where Ash is visibly seen. But again, most people think Ash is red. You know, Trainer Red. So, and also Gary is also Trainer Blue. But yeah, I just think that's kind of weird. But anyway, I just think that's kind of a bit of an interesting detail as I go off at the start here, because there's really nothing to really talk about here. So, Shauna picks the starter that you're strong against. Also, I did a bit of a research, because since this game takes place in France, I did a little bit of research, and I actually looked up a bunch of names, French names, and I found it interesting because I was not going to name my character Me, because my name isn't French. I was actually thinking of going with a French name, but I guess I just chose to stick with my name. But also, I found it hilarious that a lot of the names that I looked up are also common names in other countries, like Australia, England, like Ava, Charlotte, Chloe. Like, I just thought it was funny that several names I've seen when I looked up French names, like, were also common names in other countries as well, which is kind of funny. So technically Charlotte is a French name, which is kind of funny if you think about it. So, but I chose to stick to it as by my name, because it just makes a lot of sense. So now we're going to be going on a quest. We're going to be meeting up with Professor Sycamore at his laboratory. Problem is, he lives pretty far away. I think Sycamore is like one of the first professors to ever live further away from your hometown. Like, Professor Oak is like right next door to you in Kanto. And it's the same thing with Professor Elm in the Johto games. Same thing with Professor Birch in the Hoenn games. Professor Rowan is a bit further away. He's just in the next town upwards in Sangem. And Black and White is the same. Professor Jupiter is like in the exact same town as you. Like, usually, 9 times out of 10, usually the professor is usually in the same town as you. This is the first game where the professor is not in the same town as you. Where you actually have to go out of your way. Anyway, guaranteed Pidgey encounter here. Now, the reason why I said guaranteed Pidgey encounter is because I've played these games so many times, and I've always, and I mean always, has seen Pidgey as the first Pokemon you encounter on this route. Like, you can save your game in front of that grass all you want and continuously try. You will always get a Pidgey as the first encounter. I've never seen any other Pokemon as the first encounter. Unskippable tutorial coming up next, as Serena is going to be showing us how to catch a Pokemon. I'm just going to skip this. And she's caught the Bunnelby. And she caught the Bunnelby. And she's gonna share us some Pokeballs because, well, she should. She had goddamn 50. She had 50 Pokeballs. Here's another interesting fact about X and Y for you guys as I'm going through the opening parts of the game. I originally was not going to get these games. Yeah. This is an interesting fact for you guys. I loved my DS games so much. Like, I loved Soul Silver, Heart Gold, the Black and Whites. I loved those games so much that when I saw X and Y come out and it was coming out on the 3DS, I originally didn't want a 3DS or Pokemon X and Y. I thought, like, it's kind of weird to hear me say, oh, I was not interested in a Pokemon game. I know it's kind of weird. But, yeah, I was, at first, not originally interested in getting these games. But, obviously, my mood ended up changing. Like, I still kept my DS. I was able to get a 3DS. Like, this thing I'm holding right now. Well, this is actually a 2DS, not a 3DS. It's still the same thing. So, I've owned this 2DS ever since my parents bought it. Ever since my parents bought it, this has been my 3DS. This 2DS I am currently holding in my hand. So, ever since my parents bought me this is all I've kept it ever since. So, and obviously I now treasure this 3DS. I treasure this 3DS, well, I should say 2DS, because that's what it is, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, obviously I treasure this, you know, a lot now, so it's like, I've got all these games on it, and I like some of the games on here. Like, I actually really ended up liking X and Y. Like, I like X and Y. I think Oras are pretty good. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So yeah, I kind of just, you know, at first I didn't want these games, but my mood eventually changed and I was, you know, I got them and now... And here I am right now, playing them. And I think these games kind of get a bad rap because of how short and how easy they are. And yeah, X and Y is not that hard. It really isn't. Like, there might be some tough fights. Like, there might be some battles you might lose. Also, this may not be a full-on Let's Play of me just playing every single part. The reason why I am mentioning this is because, Pokemon games tend to be pretty long. And if you're willing to see me do every single part, I would do that. But I remember, like... Choco Conroy, you know, if you guys have heard the stories, like, he was the one that inspired me to be a YouTuber. He at one point did a Pokemon Platinum playthrough. And it wasn't really like a full-on Let's Play, it was just him, like, doing all the important battles, like, the boss fights, like, the rival battles. Like, it was just him doing the rival battles, the gym battles, the boss battles, and all that stuff. Like, I might do the same thing, like, if you really want me to do that, like, if you guys don't care about seeing me do absolutely everything in this game, then that's perfectly fine. I am more than willing to do that. But if you want to see, like, literally everything about this game, then obviously I will do that as well. So, yeah, like, at the moment, it's either this is going to be a full-on Let's Play, where I'm just going to do, like, obviously part by parts and all that stuff. Or it can just be, you know, where I'm just only recording the important bits, like gym battles or, like, important boss fights or anything along those lines. So you guys don't have to see, like, the extra boring stuff, or just me, like, grinding and leveling up my Pokemon and all that stuff. Like, what do you guys prefer? Would you prefer a full-on Let's Play of me showing absolutely everything? Or do you want me to just do the important stuff? Because it wouldn't bother me either way. Either one wouldn't really bother me. I'm just curious on how you guys would want to see. And she just literally gives me like one Pokeball. So I have decided on some of the Pokemon I'm going to catch in this playthrough, because I've literally been thinking about, like, I've been thinking about this Let's Play for quite some time. Ooh, a Pikachu. Ooh, this is actually gonna be, this is not good. Like, I've literally been thinking about this Let's Play for quite some time now, ever since ZA dropped, and because I know these games so well. Oh, wow, you are an idiot. You should have just used Thundershock on me. And because I know these games so well, I know, like, a lot of the Pokemon on here, I'm just like, oh yeah, like, there's a lot of good Pokemon in this game. There's, like, a lot of good Pokemon. There's even some Pokemon I've never really ever used. So maybe I might, you know, try out some other Pokemon I've never used before, or just, you know, kind of be lazy and just use the standard Pokemon I'm used to using. So once I get out of this town, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. So yeah, once I'm done getting out of this forest and we get to, oh my god, Santaloon City, I will call the video off there, because I don't want these videos to be too long. I don't really want these to be too long. Alright, so we're literally catching up. We're literally nearly there. Like, I don't want these to be, like, way too long, because, like, it might feel easy just to be all, like, to do a quick 25-minute episode or something along those lines, but I don't want to bore you guys for too long, because Pokemon games during the early games can sometimes be very boring. Because like, the tutorial in Scarlet and Violet is, like, so long, dude. Like, it's so long. If you saw my Violet playthrough, you know what I mean by how long it takes before you can actually begin the game. Like, thankfully, some of these other games' tutorials are not too long. Like, this one right here, like, we're literally just about to hit the end of this tutorial right here. But yeah, like, Jesus, like, a lot of other tutorials with, like, Sword and Shield. I mean, Sword and Shield's tutorials ain't that long, but Scarlet and Violet's is really long. It's incredibly long. Like, it literally, like, the beginning parts of Scarlet and Violet, like, it does not end until you make it to the school, and then you get, and then once you get Miraidon, or Kiraidon, and that's when Miraidon and Kiraidon will either one. Like, as soon as one of them are able, as soon as you're able to ride on Miraidon or Kiraidon, that's when it ends. Which, again, that is a long-ass time for a tutorial. So, we've made it to Santaloon. It took us literally 20 minutes to get here. Because so much talking. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy, whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna save right here. Well, we are gonna save here. But I'm going to heal up and save right here. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this first part of Pokemon Y. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys the next time. I'll see you guys next time. Alright? See you all next time.